Chairman Wontumi's 20 years jail term and matters arising. A judge refuses to temper justice with mercy to Chairman Wontumi. Abusua, a Chairman Wontumi 20 years in jail term. Abusua, oh, chasa 20 years in Samote ya rather eba breaky update be ma deputy attorney general appeal Chairman Wontumi councils almost say almost person almost appeal or say nyadia ebe ye adwuma na judge nenso kyerɛ sɛ enya ade a obe overturn saa ruling we ene china Solomon Owusu de ho nsɛm aba beto dwa Solomon Owusu ka sɛ ade a judge ne ye ne de ne kwan so apepepe no saa illegal mining campaigns a omwo NPP ma Akufo-Addo na ehso omo kutupa enti no Solomon Owusu de o se de judge ne ye no eno ano no ensa appeal omo kan so de judge no enya ade a obe overturn saa 20 years jail term ruling now or the bar bonteno na abusua Solomon Owusu man de say actually o say de o share how a osibi quote Bible or the to Chairman Wontumi ni jail term ne criminalities bia oye ye ho a abusua or the ensem bia ba betodwa mom yenko na yenko nkotie ensem a Solomon Owusu e de todwa efa judge a o ka say sa ruling no on overturn nearby. Yadiaka ebeto so unsubscribe ya subscribe na hit on an notification bell no so send be any update be dropping on so unsa ebetumi aka bia ha gossip politics TV so
and so well by your own observation general
yes but it is important that we clear certain initial statement that was made by my senior MP for Efia and then to straighten the matters. First of all, he greeted Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. It is on that score that I want to admonish him once again to remind Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia that there will be a budget review tomorrow. So the same alacrity with which he addressed the nation on the tribunal bill, he must do this country the greatest honors by also speaking to the budget. Again, the tribunal bill that he touched on, I don't know why he decided to do that. Because I hold in my hand the committee report, and that committee report consists of members of the MPP who are on that committee. That's the Legal, Constitutional, and Judiciary Committee of Parliament. You have 5 members on it. They have Anibedwa MP for Asante Achim Central, Tampuli Alasan, Wishegu.
All of them are part of the committee?
Kwakwa Asante Boati, Asante Achim, the Jasu area. You have Obriye Boa, and another person on that committee. And this is their conclusion. The committee unanimously recommends that the Honorable House adopts this report and passes the Tribunal Bill 2026 in accordance with the 1992 Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. So at the committee level, those mandated by the party to stand in their stead and do the deliberations agreed that everything in the bill was right. So I'm very surprised that today we are being given a different rendition of that
You're surprised. So let me just quickly introduce lawyer Addo Fatah Al-Hassan, MP for Yendi. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
You got caught up in the traffic, but I'll just let thank you for your presence.
So, and again, at the floor of Parliament, what I heard the minority leader say was that out of the 59 clauses that are contained in the bill, they only had an issue with clause 4. Am I right? Yes. So when you go to the clause 4 of the bill, this is what it says: establishment of the tribunal system. In furtherance of clause 2 of Article 125, clause 1 of Article 126, and Article 142 of the Constitution, there is established by this act the tribunal system, which consists of a regional tribunal and a district tribunal. Now you go to Article 125 and 126 and 142. I see no reason why our brothers must at this stage be taking all of us on a roller coaster. So that issue must be put in the burner. If there are a few of the provisions in the bill that we must take a second look at, that one we agree. But to lump all in one and say that the tribunal bill is not good, I think that it is pure politics, and that is why he's here. Now you come back to the issue of Wontumi. You see, there is a favorite quotation in the Bible that I keep quoting.
Favorite one?
And this
is it one I'm familiar with?
You must be familiar, because if you've been going to Sunday school like I used to, you go to Matthew 5:25.
Matthew
5:25.
Matthew 5,
25.
25.
Yes.
Matthew 5, 25.
Yes.
Okay. Can I go
I
ahead? Settle matters quickly with your adversary,
Yes.
who is taking you to court.
Yes.
Do it while you are still together on the way.
Yes.
And it continues. Or your adversary may hand you over to the judge.
Yes.
And the judge may hand you over to the officer.
Yes.
And it concludes. And you may be thrown into prison.
Absolutely.
What has the Bible got to do with the law?
So the Bible admonishes us to settle whatever differences we have with our adversaries. If you commit a crime, you do very well to purge yourself, so that you are not handed to the judge for the judge to determine your fate and throw you to jail or prison.
So I don't understand. What
Now,
has that got to do with
in this whole case, the PW1 and the PW2, they took a cue from this Bible quotation, Matthew 5:25.
That would be Henry
Okum and Michael Jedu or Ayisi or so.
Michael Ayisi.
We are told, and indeed the judgment confirms it, that when they realized that they had committed an offense, what did they do? They entered into a plea bargain. And to enter into a plea bargain, what did they do? They served as prosecution witness to the state, because they knew they had committed. So they were purging themselves under what? Matthew 5:21. They were settling their adversaries before they are thrown into jail. I have gone through this 59-page judgment, and I dare say that the judge was spot on. Whichever way you look at it. In fact, it will be extremely difficult, unless a pardon, for any judge worth the salt to overturn this judgment. And it's the reason why, listening to my brother MP, he could not help but to agree to the judgment.
I'm not sure in total.
No, he agreed.
He says in law, the judge may have a position, and that's in the judgment.
So,
but on grounds of appeal, is that not what he said?
You see, Wontumi has been misbehaving since 2011 in this country. This country, we are not truthful to ourselves. In fact, in 2013...
just relax. You know, this is a very platform.
All right.
If words like misbehaving...
Okay. But I will prove. I'll back it with evidence. I will not just use the word...
You shouldn't use words like misbehaving. So what synonym should he use?
You give me that, I'll continue to
No, you can...
No, maybe, Professor.
Yes, misbehaving. Which synonym will be acceptable
give me another way.
to you for the platform?
Wontumi has been stubborn since 2011. See, in 2013, the task force in this country decided to go and raid a mining site in the same Samaraboy area. When they went there, they seized certain excavators as well as gold here and there. Now, Wontumi was bold enough to sue the state. In fact, he sued the Chief of Defense Staff, he sued the IGP, and he sued the DC for the Abenfi West area, that they had entered his site illegally. They had, as it were, entered his privacy.
He did?
He did. He took them to the secondary court. Now, when he went to court, his view or his position was that he was not engaged in any illegal mining and that he had a license to do what he was doing. When we checked the license was for prospecting and not for gold mining. Meanwhile, if you went to that site, they had more than 20 excavators with more Chinese. I don't know, that was sort of a prospecting that called for the numbers of Chinese galamseyers that were there. Now, in the final analysis, the case was determined in 2019. The judge found out that Wontumi was wrong.
2019?
Yes, that indeed he was engaging in an illegality, contrary to the prospecting that he was telling the entire world. So I thought that if it were a serious state, right from there, the state should have taken it up. When it was identified, when it was determined that Wontumi was engaging himself in an illegal
What's
mining.
the point of raising these? That he has a history?
He has a history. He has a history. Now again, the same Western region. And I hold here, Samatex. You know where he is the same place.
The Timber Law Company?
The Timber Law Company. They also took Wontumi to court in 2022 for him trespassing onto their land. Now, when they went to court, once again, Samatex won the case. The court determined that indeed Wontumi has trespassed onto their land.
Samatex?
Samatex. all these things happen. Now, you see, you take a critical look at the judgment. What was the bone of contention? Wontumi was given a concession. Then he decided to give that concession to another person. Now, when he was asked, Wontumi said, oh, he only asked the person to go and plant or grow coconut on it, on the portion that he had destroyed, so that when the coconut grows, he will use the proceeds from the coconut.
So not destroyed, mined.
Mined? Oh, yeah, destroy the portion. That's what they use.
No, it's mine.
Mine. The guy had mine.
So you are, according to the judgment, for reclamation.
For reclamation. And that when he was like, Wontumi said, you only gave him specific instruction that just go there and reclaim the land. So thankfully, Wontumi himself brought an expert called PW1. What's the name? I said one Gomashi.
Wisdom.
The
engineer, the mining engineer.
Yeah. You see, when you are going to court and you are choosing witnesses, be careful because they may push you fast.
No, but he's an expert on it.
What is it?
He's known publicly.
He dealt a big blow to Wontumi because he was asked a simple question: when you are reclaiming a land, does it cost money? He said yes. Now, Wontumi, this is why the circumstantial evidence that people have been talking about comes in. That was logic. And when I read the judgment, I realized that, oh, the woman, Audrey Kokovete, is spot on. Her logic, the thinking is apt.
The judge?
The judge. She was able to determine that indeed you couldn't have told the guy to only go and then reclaim the land without giving the guy money. Now, the license, the second prosecution witness had told everyone that he is a minor and that the license that he holds allows him to do what? Small-scale mining. Is that not the case? The guy did not have mine support license that would have enabled him to do what you are saying, but rather a small-scale mining. So, on what basis would the guy have conducted the reclamation that Wontumi was talking about? It means he was only trying to throw in some words to confuse all of us. Now, it came to light that after giving or handing over the site to the gentleman, you yourself led him to a place to go and acquire excavators to go and do the mine. And just like Okum said, he said he was going to do the reclamation from the process that he will make from what? Mining the unmined portion.
So wait, they'll use the process to do what? To
reclaim. You know, the reclamation, it has been established that you need money to do the reclamation. Wontumi did not give the guy any money to do the reclamation. So the reasonable deduction that you can infer from this scenario is that the guy would have to mine and the proceeds from the mine
the concession
or the concession will be used to reclaim the land. That was the establishment of that.
Is it also possible that as a businessman, the man could go for a loan to come and do that?
Who would do that? Mining is expensive enterprise.
No, but he was not.
So under the judgment, there is nothing.
No, but I'm saying that's possible too, right?
Well, it didn't arrive. I see as well.
I'm not saying they arrived, but that's possible.
Yeah, it could be. But
okay,
the point is that it was established that indeed Wontumi transferred the land to Okum to mine and then to make money from it. Then it goes to the section 14.1 of the Minerals Act 703. So that if you have it here, you could read for people to understand where the judge came from and whether or not her judgment will stand the test of time. And that is why I'm saying that a lot of the people that are speaking, some of them have not even read the judgment. I'm very happy my senior has read it. I see the judgment here. He has gone through it. It is the reason that he could not punch a lot of holes into the judgment. But a party like the New Patriotic Party, 3 hours after judgment that they had not seen, the entire judgment started making what? Doing what? Press conference. A lot of them are happy in there. I know them. They are friends. They will not come out to come and say.
A lot of them are happy.
They are so happy.
We have the General Secretary raising key questions.
But you see, in the last days...
Aren't your comments spurious?
No, but in the last days, the last time Wontumi went out, his last rendition, he was in Asante Achim Central. What was he saying? He was accusing the General Secretary of being envious of him. And that the General Secretary was plotting with Bute together with Afoko, to make sure he does not win. These were his last words.
I don't understand. You say he said this words against the General Secretary.
Absolutely.
The Secretary is now defending him.
Yeah, so it couldn't be true. It couldn't be.
So 14, you said 14 what?
14 what? Please, let's read that.
A mineral right shall not in whole or in part be transferred, assigned, mortgaged, or otherwise encumbered or dealt in a manner without the prior approval in writing of the minister.
Absolutely.
Which approval shall not be unreasonably withheld or given subject to unreasonable conditions.
My goodness. So
was it raising the judgment as well?
It was raising that. And this is one of the basis for which reason he finds himself in Isawem. And you see, wouldn't that have been easier for Wontumi?
You have 2.5 minutes. Please
to have contacted the then Minister of Lands and Natural Resources to authorize this transaction? He wouldn't, because arrogance of power. At that time, he himself was fighting with the current minister, with the former Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Abu Jinapo. It's the reason why on the 30th of September, the Lands and Natural Resources released a statement. 2022. Yes. That exposed Wontumi. Arrogance of power. He felt that, look, I had the backing of the president. Remember, as far back as of the 4th of January 2023, President Kufuor unprovoked met the Catholic Bishop Diocese on their 16th biennial conference or so and said, unprovoked, nobody had asked me anything, that Akonta mining was not involved in any illegal mining. Now let me deal with an aspect of
but the court didn't say that he...
I'm coming there, that's why I'm coming. So if you are taking your time...
No, it's not about coming.
It is not true that the court did not cite Wontumi for engaging in illegal mining. And I'm reading a portion of the sentence for you to hear. You together with all those in the MPP that have not read the judgment and be running to town with... So this is the sentencing. And it is in page 57, contained in 57 and 58. The court takes notice of the gravity of the offenses and the need for deterrence to avert the environmental disaster that might befall the nation. The more law enforcement stays aloof and allows illegal mining activities to persist in the country. The offenses in this case relate to illegal exploitation of mineral resources, which are the property of the state. The conduct of the first and third accused persons undermines the regulatory framework for the mining sector and contributes, listen here carefully, contributes to the environmental degradation associated with illegal work mining. So what interpretation do you put on this? That is it. Look, you can. No, what is interpretation? The judge was spot on. No, what is threat? No, you need to run away. Come on. The judge said what?
Relating the fact that the activity relates to illegal exploitation of mineral resources. This activity, based on the actions of the first and third accused, undermines the regulatory framework.
Yes,
so we're talking, and that is exactly what is being charged with. His statement that he was directly involved in illegal mining, which is galamsey.
You are running away. Why was
Solo end for me.
Why was PW1 and PW2 arrested? The Okum and Michael, why were they arrested?
But they are different from...
No. I don't get it. They were involved in an illegal mining. First of all, when the task force went to the forest, they did not know that people were committing crime over there. They just did a soup. When they went, they realized that people were doing illegal mining there. They were just doing mining anyhow. It is the reason why they were arrested. And when they were arrested, it was then that they came to expose to us that, look, this concession was given to us by Chairman Wontumi. So you cannot say that this judgment has had nothing to do with illegal mining. But I will end it by saying that, you see...
No, nobody said it has nothing to do.
Well, you have nothing to say. Let me advise those who want to be emotional this morning. And then from the movement, from the UP's perspective,
most people are emotive.
A few of them do.
Let me tell you, that concerns a key figure.
It's not a key figure. If it was that key figure, when he was going to court, a chairman of the Ashanti region, the stronghold of the MPP, how many people did you see following him in court? Wontumi is the chairman. I was going to court. I was only bloggers. Quote me anywhere. Now the very lawyers who are now ranting, at a point Wontumi was struggling to even get a lawyer. Nobody went to his aid.
No, but there was a Kubi.
You don't want to hear. No, you can't end here. And so what I'm saying is that your emotions, put it aside. We have been told by Professor Sampede and Dr. Amwa that currently we have close to 4 million Ghanaians suffering from kidney problems. Now, to treat any kidney problem, you need close to 300,000
It's not in the judgment.
No, I'm telling you why you must take this judgment very serious. Now, if you have 4 million Ghanaians whose lives have been destroyed by the activities of illegal miners, then you cannot downplay. But I will end it by saying that Wontumi saw the light in his last day. Bring him, the video, bring him. He saw the light.
Which of the videos?
He parted away with the MPP. When he was going to court, he was wearing the yellow. He saw that the United Party is the only truthful party in this country. Having seen what the people of the new
party... You mean on the last day he was disassociating himself?
He was coming. He was... No, but... No. He went to the tailor and I told him to put on or to design a very nice...
Mami Yellow.
Mami Yellow. Mami Yupi. That's what he said.
All right.
So on that occasion, I will go to Insawam and visit him for showing support to the I'll go next week. I'll go and visit him. I'll go and visit him.
Because of the way most people see him on TV, people are trying to deny him of his basic humanity. And so you see people saying that, oh, he was seen on TV showing gold. He's living a rather more audacious lifestyle and his public pronouncements. But I think that when we do that, when we deny that humanity, we are not being fair to him. At the end of the day, he's a human being. At the end of the day, he's a man with a family, with children, with people who love him and care for him. So no matter what the case is, we need to always understand and respect that, respect his humanity. The day we forget that is the day that we are not being fair to him. Of course, he has now been convicted. The judgment is there. But what I want to start by saying is this, that Chairman Wontumi was not convicted for engaging in galamsey. The judgment did not say he was engaged in galamsey. He was doing galamsey, polluting our waters and destroying our forests. The judgment did not say that. 2, the judgment did not say Chairman Wontumi was convicted for causing financial loss to the state. He did not cause financial loss to the state. Right. The judgment did not say Chairman Wontumi was convicted because he was stealing or he stole from the state. He did not steal from the state. 4, the judgment did not say Chairman Wontumi was corrupt or he was convicted for corruption. Chairman Wontumi was not convicted because he's corrupt. And it's important to get these things outside there so that we understand them. At the end of the day, this is what I try to say, or this is what I say. This conviction of Chairman Wontumi will be meaningless unless and until, 1, it leads to the total eradication of galamsey in this country. This conviction of Chairman Wontumi should be our coming to Jesus moment. We had that. We almost had a coming to Jesus moment when those patriots died that Wednesday morning in the flight. And everybody said that moment should serve as a watermark and the history, when we write the history, we should say that that was the day we started turning the tide against galamsey and winning the galamsey fight. It did not happen. My prayer is that if the conviction of Chairman Wontumi does not become a coming to Jesus moment, then it will be meaningless. Number 2, the conviction of Chairman Wontumi will also be meaningless if His Excellency the President of the Republic refused or failed to name those people in his own government who are engaged in galamsey. It will be meaningless and become the height of hypocrisy if we do not get those people named, at least named, so that even if not convicted, they will at least what we call name and shame. Name and shame has become an acceptable international standard when dealing with existential crisis. Number 3, the conviction of Chairman Wontumi will become meaningless unless or until those members of parliament, so you and I sat here, and we saw the members of parliament whose action and inaction led to the threat on the lives of Nemos people, right? And I think, Roland, you were the one that here, you projected the then commander of Nemos here. And he told us how they almost killed them. What happened to those members of parliament?
What's your point with this?
I'm making it. If the conviction of Chairman Wontumi will become useless and meaningless unless and until those MPs, those people that are convicted. True. The DCs, there is documentary done about MCEs and DCs. We were told by the president that sanitation and how galamsey is fought will become a key KPI for all MCEs and DCs in this country. So far, who are the MCEs? Who are the DCs? Who are those who engage in galamsey? If the conviction of Chairman Wontumi does not lead to us exposing them and trying them, it becomes meaningless and useless. Number 3, the NDC party weeks, the party seniors. The conviction of Chairman Wontumi will be useless unless and until all these people are what? At least prosecuted, so that we'll know what happens. See, the problem ordinary Ghanaians are having is the fact that we are seeing a huge amount of hypocrisy and selective justice when it comes to this. If everybody, the coalitions against galamsey, everybody says that there are kingpins in the galamsey fight. There's always something called regime and post-regime accountability. What we are told is that Chairman Wontumi was a kingpin, a galamsey kingpin under Akufo-Addo, but Akufo-Addo shielded him, did not prosecute him. And that was wrong. Now, what has happened now
is it's not in the judgment like that.
I'm not saying it's the judgment, I'm making a point.
You are making that up.
I'm not making it up.
Also I'm making aligning with the public opinion.
When Akufo-Addo was in power, we were told by everybody that Chairman Wontumi was engaged in galamsey. That's true. That he was not prosecuted under Akufo-Addo. That's also true. That's what we call, if Akufo-Addo had prosecuted him, it would have been called regime accountability. So Akufo-Addo did not engage in regime accountability, that's what I'm told. He has left power, a new government, a new president has come, and that president is engaging what? Post-regime accountability. By what? Prosecuted and getting Wontumi jailed. Today, the same story is being told, that there are galamsey kingpins within the government itself. And once again, we are seeing that this government is not engaging, or it's not engaging in any meaningful investigation and prosecution. That means the attitude of the president.
You mean the prosecution of its own?
Its own. That's regime accountability. So what you've seen is that the attitude and the behavior of the current government is similar, if not the same as the former government, in that they both are refusing, or both refuse to go after their own in the galamsey fight. And so what we are looking at now is that the only way we can get accountability for those that are currently engaged in corruption, in galamsey, is what? A post-regime accountability.
Okay.
And that, for me, is a problem, because we have a president who's supposed to be a legacy-defining president. We have a president who can say, my legacy will be cleaner waters, safer rivers, safer forests, but he's not doing that. Secondly, I believe that if today, the president and the owns and deserve the people of Ghana to make sure that we don't miss this Wontumi conviction.
Okay. All right. I have 2 more questions for you, but let me just introduce to you the Member of Parliament for Efia and lawyer Isaac Boama. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Lawyer, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you? Too?
The traffic took some time to get you out.
That is correct.
All right, welcome. But in trying to make your first introduction and utterances, or perhaps your own submissions, you said Chairman Wontumi was not convicted for galamsey. And that is true because it was not part of the charges.
Yeah.
So what were part of the charges were assignment of mineral rights by him as a director.
Yes.
And also by significant assignment, his company as well.
Yes.
And then also purposely facilitating an unlicensed mining operation.
Yes.
So there's facilitation.
Yes.
There's an assignment of mineral rights.
Yes. But they didn't say he was doing galamsey himself.
What do you think by inference?
No, you can tell me that. No, so did I lie? No, it's a question, yes. But did I lie when I said that Chairman Wontumi they didn't convict for engaging in galamsey? Did I lie?
You lied.
So he was convicted for engaging in galamsey.
Absolutely.
And that's what the judgment said. That Chairman Wontumi was himself engaging in galamsey.
First of all, what is galamsey?
No, I'm saying that. So no, that's the point. We'll come to that. So you're saying that the judge said Chairman Wontumi, he himself was directly engaged in galamsey, not that he was facilitating or not that he gave rights.
That is not in the judgment. I'm asking you. So what do you understand by facilitating?
No.
And then also assignment of mineral rights.
Assignment. So
so you assign the mineral rights to a third party to undertake mining illegally.
Yes, but you did not do it. You assigned it. Those are different things. It never said he did it.
Okay, so let's take a scenario.
Okay,
you assign your car to be used for an armed robbery operation. In the eyes of the law, do you think you'll be convicted for armed robbery?
I don't know what the law says about that.
It's good you're not a lawyer.
Thank you.
Okay.
But the point I'm also trying to make is this. If Chairman Wontumi was directly engaged in galamsey, the charges would have said that. Because people have been convicted for directly engaging in galamsey. So if the charges did not say, it means he wasn't.
I see.
You understand that? Because we know there are people currently standing trial. Because there's a lawyer here, you can tell me, right? There are people currently standing trial in this. Because if you are caught stealing and charged with stealing, they will not say that you are charged for facilitating stealing. If you murder, they will not charge you for facilitating a murder. They will charge you for murder. So if you murder, they could not also charge you for manslaughter because it's not manslaughter, it's murder. They only charge you for manslaughter if you engage in manslaughter. So Chairman Wontumi was not charged or convicted of galamsey, but of facilitating it. And those are materially and significantly different. And that's the point I made.
Labuama, what do you make of all this? Were you at that press conference yesterday? And is it Madam Patricia PJ who read?
Abusia, we ne ensema ekoso our political highway. So Chairman Wontumi Solomon Osu ne some missions or the tuja efa appeal be on more asem judgment judge no or say on overturn no I want some and a Solomon Osu edit to ya better master some Japanese cocotiza and some way at my gossip politics TV so